Donald Trump has been going many countries to settle disputes between one country and the other. And in the case of Israel, Palestine and Gaza, it is only Donald Trump that came out boldly to settle these disputes between these two countries. Now, it was said that Donald Trump is complaining of too many work. What does this mean? It means that as a world power, he has been going many countries to settle disputes among them. And what Donald Trump is doing is mainly for peace to reign, for the countries to be governed in the right state. In fact, I don't want to say much concerning this. Watch this video.
Well, at 2:19 p.m. on Saturday, 4 hours before heading to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, Donald Trump became the first president of the United States in history to complain publicly of too much work. Donald Trump has decided that the war he started with Iran is now too much work after 58 days. Donald Trump also became the first president of the United States in history to complain of too much time wasted on traveling, and that's traveling in negotiating the end of a war. During World War II, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt spent several days traveling from Washington via airplane and ship for his first meeting with his most important allies in that war, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill and the Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin. And the meeting was in, of all places, Iran. President Roosevelt flew by plane to South America, having to make fueling stops along the way, and then by ship from South America to North Africa, and then by plane again to Iran. And every minute of that time, along with every minute of his presidency, President Roosevelt was suffering the effects of polio, which left his legs almost totally paralyzed, left him in a wheelchair. And he never complained of too much time wasted on traveling. President Roosevelt's final overseas trip during World War II to meet with the Allied leadership was to Ukraine, then part of the Soviet Union. The trip from Washington, D.C. to Yalta, taken by plane, ship, and several hours of driving, was the longest trip ever taken by a president of the United States. President Roosevelt died months after that trip without ever having complained about too much time wasted on traveling or too much work. Donald Trump canceled negotiations with Iranians when he issued that complaint of too much work. He said, "I just canceled the trip of my representatives going to Islamabad, Pakistan to meet with the Iranians. Too much time wasted on traveling, too much work. Besides which, there is tremendous infighting and confusion within their leadership. Nobody knows who is in charge, including them. Also, we have all the cards. They have none, exclamation point. If they want to talk, all they have to do is call, exclamation point." And so there is the Trump so-called negotiating style on full display. Donald Trump claiming to have all the cards when one of the cards he does not have is the Strait of Hormuz. And with the Strait of Hormuz closed in response to Donald Trump's war in Iran, the price of oil has skyrocketed. The price of gas in the United States has skyrocketed. And a new poll shows that 77% blame Donald Trump for the rise in gas prices. Secretary of State John Kerry negotiated with Iran for years, which ended in a written agreement in which Iran said, quote, "Iran reaffirms that under no circumstances will Iran ever seek, develop, or acquire any nuclear weapons." That agreement contained very strict monitoring of Iran's use of nuclear material so that it could never be used for weapons and only used for nuclear power and other research, as is done by many other countries around the world. And John Kerry never complained of too much time wasted on traveling. John Kerry never complained of too much work. John Kerry and President Obama achieved the greatest diplomatic breakthrough of our lifetimes. John Kerry did that by traveling as much as necessary. President Obama traveled as much as necessary. And by doing the careful work of multi-layered diplomacy and negotiation without ever tweeting empty threats to Iran, without ever tweeting threats of committing war crimes against Iran, which is in and of itself a war crime. At the beginning of Donald Trump's war, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz tried to stay out of Donald Trump's line of fire while sharing the European consensus not to get involved in Donald Trump's war. At the outset, the Chancellor refused to criticize Donald Trump's war by saying, now is not the time to lecture our partners and allies. Well, that was then, and this is now. German Chancellor Merz saying Donald Trump has been humiliated.
Ich erkenne im Augenblick nicht, welche
At the moment, I can't tell what strategic exit the Americans are pursuing, especially since the Iranians are obviously negotiating very skillfully, or perhaps very skillfully refusing to negotiate, and then letting the Americans travel to Islamabad only to send them back without any results. An entire nation is being humiliated by the Iranian leadership, especially by these so-called revolutionary guards. After Donald Trump put out his social media complaint that negotiating with Iranians was too much work, and he was calling it off, he then told reporters this as he was boarding Air Force One.
They gave us a paper that should have been better, and interestingly, immediately when I canceled it, within 10 minutes we got a new paper that was much better.
Much better. So there's Donald Trump characterizing a new proposal from Iran as much better. And here is what Donald Trump's Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, said about that much better proposal.
If what they mean by opening the straits is, yes, the straits are opened as long as you coordinate with Iran, get our permission, or we'll blow you up, and you pay us, that's not opening the straits. Those are international waterways. They cannot normalize, nor can we tolerate them trying to normalize a system in which the Iranians decide who gets to use an international waterway and how much you have to pay them to use it.
And so, as usual, the Iranians are hearing diplomatic chaos from the American side, with Donald Trump saying the offer is much better and Marco Rubio saying the opposite. Donald Trump did not think it was too much work today to meet with someone who, like J.D. Vance, has a very fancy title with absolutely nothing to do. Of course, if Charles were related to Donald Trump, he would refuse to meet with Donald Trump, just as King Charles refuses to meet with his brother because of his brother Andrew's long friendship with the man who was Donald Trump's closest friend for 10 years, sex trafficker and raper of children, Jeffrey Epstein.
What do you have to say concerning this? I hope you heard everything. Drop your opinion in the comment section so that others will learn. For more news, updates like this, subscribe to my channel, click the like button and turn on the bell so that when next I publish the next video, YouTube will get notified. I really appreciate your time for watching my videos. Bye for now.